Hello everyone, Pulse here and welcome to another episode of Delving Deep ESO. Now in this episode we're going to talk briefly about morph skills and what they bring to the table, so buckle up. Now as been the case with the previous kind of post-NDA ESO vids I put up, this one will also have some gameplay from my most recent beta experience, so hope you guys enjoy that footage in the background. But let's get into the discussion. Morphing skills. As you guys probably know, the skill system in ESO is quite a success and easily provides an element of choice and customization not seen in many MMOs. This kind of system of skill line choice and everything is bolstered further by the ability to morph skills down the line. Now, how does morphing work? Well, it's actually very simple and very straightforward actually. All that is required is as you play your character, you earn levels, both for the different skill lines and things like that, but also for skills themselves. And once a certain skill reaches a threshold of some kind, it does depend on the skill and the level that you acquire and things like that. Once you reach this certain threshold, you'll have the ability to then use the skill point to morph the skill. It's as easy as that, honestly. Now, what does morphing actually do? What does it bring to the table? Well, as the name would suggest, morphing, it changes what the spell does, and more specifically, it changes how it functions and often what it's called as well. It changes the spell name entirely in most cases. Now, just one example I can give off the top of my head here was as I was playing the Templar, I was using the skill Puncturing Strikes from the Adric Spear skill line, the skill where the Templar kind of pokes the magical spear of light in a cone in front of him. I could morph that skill into a new skill called Biting Jaws, which would make the skill an execute style ability, which would add this extra layer of crit chance on low health enemies, like 70% or something like that on low health targets. Or I could choose to morph it into a Puncturing Sweep skill, which made it so that the conal effect in front of me was much larger, so that it would become a much more useful AoE tool rather than a single target execute spell. Another example I'll give, kind of a better one I suppose, to kind of differentiate here, is the Templar's Solar Flare ability, the one where you see my character charging up, I think it's 2-second cast time, and then flinging that huge ball of light, almost like a sun flying through the air, and then landing on the target. That spell could be morphed into an instant cast where it would become a slightly weaker spell, but it also had the ability to kind of split off, if I'm remembering correctly. It would have the ability to hit up to 2 or 3 enemies. Again, it would be weaker per target, but if you use it in AoE, potentially the damage would be higher, and again it would become an instant cast. Or I could choose to morph it into a much more similar spell to what was already there, the 2-second cast, turn it into a stronger version of that, where Solar Flare turned into Dark Flare, which did more damage up front and then added this extra damage over time effect as well. And that's just a couple examples. Now, this extra layer of choice and customization is really cool, especially since morphing isn't a kind of permanent choice. What you can do is if you've morphed a skill and you find down the line that you want to change up your play style, or maybe what you thought was a good choice back when you were leveling isn't such a good choice now, all you have to do is spend another skill point and readjust the morph choice. It's as easy as that. Now, the ability to morph skills is also really great in that it's not restricted to only class skills either. Every active skill in the game has the ability to be morphed upon reaching its specific level threshold. Even ultimates and the world magic skills, which is the spells which interact with soul gems and things like that. Now I'll go into ultimates and soul gems and things like that in another video, but the big thing is that morph skills are they're pretty broad. You can do a lot with the ability to morph and change up your character even more than the skill line system lets you do on the baseline, which is just a really cool feature. And mainly wanted to cover all of this because I've been asked quite a few times on how morphing works, so I wanted to clarify to you guys how that works. And again, it's a very straightforward system of leveling up the skills that you use most, and once they reach a certain threshold, you can turn them into a skill that fits your preferences even more. But that's going to do it for me on this rather brief and short episode of Delving Deep ESO. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and if you enjoyed this, make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, share with your friends. As always, with the videos going forward, as I say, I'm going to put out more gameplay video in the back of the Delving Deep discussions and things like that, so look forward to more ESO gameplay coming very shortly. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.